Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three wide action door to door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
Daytona Beach, Florida is the venue for today's race. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Perry alongside Todd Stanton. We come to you live from the World Center of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Todd, it looks like we got a good group of cars out there. What do you think?
Yeah, fantastic group of cars in store for us here this evening. Again, this is the BladeNote.com TDR Racing series here, the Cup Series for that, Will, if you want to call it here. But the BladeNote.com come stepping aboard being the sponsor here of the full season here in Daytona, and it's been a lot of different things going on throughout the week here, testing some different sessions and different car chassis, different things going on. So I think they've selected the correct combination. We'll just have to wait and see. 38 cars out there here tonight. As we get ready to set things down trackside for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And thank you for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem by Kevin Tedman and Dirty Grass Soul. As we get ready, locked and loaded here, a little bit of happy hour starting to wind down here. Getting ready to go to the feature event here of the evening, the BladeNo.com Cup Series getting ready. 80 laps will be the distance here around the Daytona International Speedway. Just waiting to see these guys pull off. A lot of different pace schemes. You guys got a chance to check out some of the different pace schemes as these guys get ready to load up into the cars. Call goes down for the drivers to enter their cars here. Like you said, 38 cars strong here this evening, Sam. What do you think about this old simulation as we look into this? Sam, not getting a lot of light with it, but now finally bringing it back to NASCAR 2003. This is where our heyday was, Sam.
Yeah, I agree with that. I used to race on the NR 2003 simulation whenever I could. The first league I ever the first league I ever ran with was Team Whoop Ass or Team TWA, and Todd, I'm sure you remember them, but they were a great group of guys. I actually got my
Drivers, start your engines!
and there was the command. We just had to. I just had to pause so our grand marshal could give us the command real quick. But I'm pretty sure you remember TWA. TWA Stonewall was the guy who gave me my first ever wheel out of the goodness of his heart. Yep, Stonewall.
Ah, now that goes. The Stonewall has crossed many people's paths here, especially in the NASCAR 2003 community. I know we've had a lot of run-ins. I was part of actually Team TWA for a very, very long time. Cars out there, actually Kelly Horner out there, who actually is TWA Gunner, is out there in the field here this evening. But getting ready, locked and loaded. Starting lineup, starting on the pole, driving the number 99, Brandon Hawkin. His dancer brother outside, driving the number 21. That'll be Craig Meyer.
Driving the number 121 on the inside of row 3 is Steve Looney, and on the outside is the number 0 of John Wall.
Next row, back in the fifth starting spot, season 22 of Gary Piccolo, Michael Mariota, and the number 16 rolling off in position number 6.
In row number 4, we have the 193 of Ricky Johnson and the 088 of Greg Lovell.
Ninth starter, season 75 of Davey Hazzard, and Cody Luke aboard number 8, rolling off 10th.
In 11th, we have Doug Lockrow in the 20 car and Perry Bond in the 97.
Monte Kettler in the 028 rolls out 13th. Brendan Spetafor aboard the number 37, rolling off 14th.
In the number 10 car, we have Joseph Weaver. Alongside him, we got the 59 of Ryan Johnson.
Car to watch through the field here this evening. We're going to Mr. Excitement, and he's Mr. Excitement for one and only reason, the number 5 of David Day. And Andrew Limke aboard the number 42, rolling off 18th.
Then we got the 96 of, I gotta forgive me, guys. I don't know. I'm new to this league. I don't know names all that well. I have to go through and look at the entry list.
Oh, that's fine. That's Matt Whale. Then you got Dan Cole, Jim Black, Bobby Farrell, Ryan Lux, Phil LaCassie out there, our broadcaster in time. Then you got Marahan in the 81, Joey DeMan, Charles Goots. Then you got Jessica Shelton, Jay Moore. You got Barnes, Matt Watkins, our champion, the Flying Fossil, Keith Patton, Brian Wolf, Jeff Dixon. Then you got Dave Miller in the 47, Randall Coleman, Ken Hansen and Austin Higgs rounding out your 38-car field. Green flag's already been out. We're getting ready to complete lap number 1 with the number 99 of Brandon Hawkin, your race leader. Second is the 121 machine of Steve Looney in the mellow yellow, number 121. Then you have the 22. That looks to be the 22 of Gary Piccolo running in their third spot. And then you got the 193, the Foils Trucking, number 193 of Ricky Johnson.
Yeah, the 193 doing a pretty good. I gotta tell you, so much easier broadcasting iRacing.
And definitely a little bit, yeah, running controls a little bit different out there. Definitely a different story here in NASCAR 2003. That's why this sim has been around for a very long time, and not many broadcasters still continue to do NASCAR 2003, but Full Velocity Racing Network is able to do so here. And Steve Looney going to try to go to work on the number 99 of Brandon Hawkin, but these guys are already just on the bottom feeding like we thought they were going to do here this evening. Nobody really wanting to pull a line challenge here. Lap 3 of 80, we have a train on the bottom of Daytona, and these guys, hopefully somebody can make some heyday up top. But again, that's the cup physics of this kind of simulation. Cup physics normally dominate the bottom. You don't get a lot of guys going out on the outside, and it's definitely a little bit different. This gives you the best form here, Chassis Zero does, than versus maybe the CTS version. But always been a CTS fan, the physics-wise, because you're able to do a lot more at these super speedways, as these guys still continue to run the bottom.
Yeah, we're single file from the front to about the about the 10th position actually, where John Joseph Weaver is fighting to keep back a couple cars behind him. Looks like he's trying to keep back the 5 of David Day and the 21 of Craig Meyer.
Yeah, David Day in that number 5, the 3-unit .ca Crush mobile, the number 5 machine. He's noted to put the car places where others are not going to run them. The 5 of David Day right now running the top shelf right now with the number 16 machine. Mariota working over the top. Then you got Craig Meyer, like you said, now dives down to the bottom. They know the top groove not going anywhere, so they stay single file on the bottom freight train. And I believe the 16 and 5 will be freight train along with them. There is they have no help up there as Monty Keller goes up and almost touches that 16 of Mariota. But Mariota right now dropping through the field just like the number 5 machine. They get a little bit of help though. It looks like the form of the number 50 or 97 machine, excuse me. The 97 going up top there. 97 being Perry in the number 97 machine. So you got 3 cars up on the top shelf of the speedway going nowhere fast.
Yeah, the top shelf and especially back in NR 2003 is doesn't seem to work as well as it does in the iRacing simulation. Those 3, now 4 cars up on the top shelf, they think they can get it done. The 3 of Joey DeMann thinks he can get it done, but no, he drops back in line behind the 20 car, and he's just, it looks like he's just gonna ride down there for a couple laps.
Yeah, as we're riding with Phil Lacasse out there as he tries to see what he can do, and definitely we're going way back to him as that number 48 machine, changing his number maybe for a different style here for that 48, but Phil Lacasse looks like he is, I'm trying to find him here throughout the field here, he is in 33rd right now in that number 48 machine, the BladeNo.com machine, way down to the bottom side, just hanging out there. Looks like with the 69, the Flying Fossil, Keith Patton. Then you also have the 15 of Matt Watkins. Those guys playing a little bit of strategy game, hoping the guys in front of them wreck there. And that way they can miss the big wreck here that may happen here. But if they're not going to go double file, they're going to stay single file. You might get a good old-fashioned train wreck here. But right now, the David Day trying to do something up top. These cars just not going anywhere.
Nah, those cars up top aren't going anywhere. They're going to need a lot more help if they're going to make the top side work for them. 99 of Brandon Hawkin doing a real good job keeping the 21 of Craig Meyer back in line, along with the 22 of Gary Piccolo, Ricky Johnson, and Davey Hazard, all up in the top 5.
Looking at some of my favorite paint schemes out there right now, you always see the good old mellow yellow there, that 121 machine of Steve Looney, who's running in that second spot. One of my favorite paint schemes out there. But then I'm kind of near and dear to the 88 machine of Greg Lavelle. Buffalo Bills sponsored on that machine. So kind of like that scheme. And then you got the Crush scheme, of course, being a member of Crush there for a very, very long time. David Day in the number 5 machine, you get to see some of that on the car. Definitely going kind of throwback to when I raced back in the days here of NR. Don't get a chance to go out racing very much. Don't do a lot of that here anymore, but once in a while you'll see me out on one of these restrictor plate tracks, maybe in the Super Speedway Series a time or two. But as of late, haven't done that as Greg Lavelle now works up to the top side of the speedway with that number 0 machine of John Wall. Sitting there right directly behind him. Now it looks like the 93 pumping out of line. That 93, the 193, the Voiles Trucking 193 of Ricky Johnson now up top. As they're trying to get the top shelf working is the 42, or the 21 machine, excuse me, the 121. Up to the top 2, Steve Looney. But I tell you, this track, if they're going to get some in line, maybe that might help them here just a little bit. Not the TR version where you would see the top side to be dominant here. The TR, normally the track of choice at Daytona or maybe even Talladega. But this is a 2016 version of the track as these guys try to go to work up top, trying to make that top side work. But it looks like the bottom side still prevailing. The 75 of Davey Hazard now moves up to 3rd.
Yeah, the 21 of Craig Meyer. No, not the 21. Who's? Okay. Mellow Yellow is 121. Where there's Steve Looney. Looks like he kept it. He tried to make the top side work behind him, and but it didn't work so well. They're now 3 wide back in the back there. Let me try and get a better view. Yeah, 3 wide with I'm pretty sure something's going to happen here shortly, Todd.
Yeah, 3 wide. Steve Looney left all by his lonesome up top there. And that middle yellow, number 21, now drops back into line. So 3 wide disappears. But again, a product of the outside lane just not going anywhere as of right now. They're trying to make it work up there. Greg Lavelle now, another super speedway veteran, as I would call him, as he's won quite a few races around the super speedways of Daytona and Talladega. You always see Lavelle up towards the front of the field. And right now, same way with the 20 machine of the 20 being driven by Doug Lockrow. All the Busch cars out there. You got the Busch Light there. The 21 of Craig Meyer. He's won quite a few super speedway races. The 22 machine of Gary Piccolo. He's had some super speedway wins too. That team, Redline Motorsports, that's what they call the team out there. Those guys have really, really worked well together too.
Yeah, they're working all good together. They got this front pack all nice and tight. Got the 28 of Monte Keller down on the inside in that the 028 rather in a GameStop Texaco style theme. I'm kind of liking that paint scheme right there. It plays on two different corporations out here.
There's a lot of nice looking paint schemes out there. I love seeing the paint schemes, love seeing that. But there is a 3 paint scheme limit out here in the TDR Racing BladeNo.com Cup Series. Only allowed to run 3 schemes through the year, so only 3 downloads. So gonna kind of limit the paint schemes here this season. As last season got kind of wild, but these guys out there, nice looking paint schemes for Daytona. As right now running in the 4th spot, give a little bit of a shout out to. It looks like the number 8 of Cody Luke running in 4th. So good run for the Budweiser number 8 machine. Oh, we got contact. We have a car around now towards the back of the pack there. It looks to be, as I'm trying to catch up who it was, I think it was Jessica Shelton around. Yes, Jessica Shelton around in that number 94 machine. Let's see if she had a little bit of help. And she might have there in the form of the Skittles number 54 machine. Yep, running into the back of the number 94. That's Jeff Dixon. Dixon really having nowhere to go, as it looked like
Call me the Joker, call me the fool. When she calls, I always seem to lose my
trying to catch everything.
We're at a pause right now there, Sam. Jack falling out of the server. Good old NASCAR 2003. I fell out of the server after that wreck, too. Not sure what's going on there, too. So I fell out. I got to see a little bit of the wreck, got to talk about it, and then Jack falls out, I fall out. That's kind of weird.
I guess it's about it.
I think we'll take a brief pause for the jaws here and let Jack get. And welcome back to Full Velocity Racing Network. The lights are extinguished atop the safety car out there on the speedways. We're going to get ready and restacked, repacked here for a green flag off of turn number 4. Actually going to come out about the trial here at the Daytona International Speedway. Is we're going to see that iRacing I flag, green flag come out here, and we're just waiting for the pace car to get off the track here. As it does so, down to pit road is it's going to be Brandon Hawken, the number 22 machine of Gary Piccolo's iRacing I flag. Green flag comes out, and Brandon Hawken a lap and a half to get these guys up to full song before they're actually going the top speed that they can do as they drive off down into turn number 1. It is Brandon Hawken, and immediately everybody jumps to the bottom. And, you know, you have to wrestle for the bottom because that's where it's going to be here tonight. That's where the winner's going to come from, the bottom side. I'm going to say it now.
And we already have another yellow on the racetrack, Todd. Oh,
Fantastic. Looks like the 54, Jeff Dixon. He had some help.
Yeah, it looks like he looks like let's take a look.
Somebody blinked. I think it's either the 54 blanked or the 48 blanked. One of the two, some more tore up cars. Yep, the 48. Yep, the 48 of Phil Cass blinking. So that should be one of his yellow flags tonight. So that would be one more remaining for that 48.
One more yellow flag and Phil will be out. But I mean, I guess I wouldn't call that. I mean, I'm like y'all always say, we're not asking here, but I pretty much Phil the better for that and you know, that stuff happens.
Jack is an admin here for this league. Would I give him an incident point for that? Yep, because the internet. Guess what? That's like a mechanical failure. The 48 warped, and I as much as I like Phil, he's my broadcasting colleague. He would be that would be his. That's definitely his because blinking that's your own fault. I mean that's just like a mechanical failure in a race car.
Yeah.
I thought I seen somebody smoking. Yep, the 193 of Ricky Johnson smoking heavily as he pulls into his stall. Again, if you touch the wall a little bit in the right spots of the wall, and that's what happens to that's what happens there when you have realistic damage here at the super speedways. If you touch the wall just a little bit, you could blow the motor. It could break it up. Could do a lot of different things there. But you make any contact, your night's pretty much done. And then you pretty much are out there just for the ride, and hopefully everybody else wrecks, and maybe you can pick up some spots, sort of like maybe the Busch Clash was the other night, where man, some wrecked cars ended up winning that race. That was surprising. So we'll see what happens here. But we're going to take another brief pause for the cause, and let's give the proper intro to Milner and Tubbs in his video. If you guys need, he not only does iRacing skins, he does NASCAR 2003, and he even told me that he does R Factor skins and wraps and different things that go on there. So get a hold of him here on Facebook. So take it away there, Jack.
And welcome back to the Daytona International Speedway. The cars are in turn 3 behind the pace car, waiting for them to come out. Hang on, let me get my soundboard. I might need my soundboard for this. And here in turn 4, we got the 99 of, who was it? Brandon Hawkins.
Brandon Hawkins.
Brandon Hawkins up front with the Gary Piccolo outside. Restarting row 3, you got Davey Hazard, Greg Lovell, Craig Meyer, and Cody Luke. Round out your top 6, and the green flag is back in the air with Brandon Hawkins leading them down into turn 1.
And Brandon Hawkins leading them down into turn number 1. That was shot number 2 for me for the evening. So every yellow flag, you'll hear Todd Stanton taking another shot in the booth here. Just wanted to play a little bit of the game tonight. Jack said, come on out, have some fun, and we're going to broadcast the show here at TDR, and that's what we're doing. Is Sam knew he got the game, he got everything, trying to get accustomed to NASCAR 2003 here. Definitely a fantastic game in its own right here over the last few years. But the 99 of Brandon Hawkins right now, your race leader, followed in tow by Davey Hazard, that number 75 machine, side-by-side battle between teammates. The number 21 of Craig Meyer and the 22 of Gary Piccolo. But those guys dropping like a bad habit out on the top side of the speedway, as those guys definitely look like they're throwing an anchor, maybe even a parachute out the backside. Again, when you're on the bottom, it seems to be faster. Up top, nobody wants to go up and help anybody. Doesn't matter who you are. You're going to fall to the back.
Yeah, that top side, the 22 of Gary Piccolo with the 088 of Greg Lovell on the outside. Oh, they're jumbling up in the back. They keep it, but they keep it straight. Cody Luke, I'm pretty sure, is happy everyone kept it straight up front.
Everybody keeping it straight up in the front of the pack. Everybody low on the bottom here as they come down through the trial here at Daytona. Nobody wanting to really wreck here. They're just logging some laps here. Lap number 26 goes up on the board of 80. So we still got a little bit over 60, or well, 50 laps to go. I should say 54 laps to go, if I'm going to be correct here right now. Just watching everybody go tooth and nail here to the bottom. Nobody going up top. Trying to find a guy that's jumping up out of line right now. And that will all be all the way back to right around where the 29, the Fluid Sim Racing Films, number 29, of Brian Wolf, fighting it out there with Ken Hansen and tow. Then you got Matt up there on the outside, the number 96 machine, but he goes down to the bottom. The 3 of Joey the Man up top there, all by his lonesome. Nobody pushing anybody up top. They're just logging laps down the bottom.
Yeah, from the front all the way to about where the 3 car is, their single file. Looking back in the back, Phil Lacasse is bringing up the rear. Doing pretty good. And all right, Jack, calm down.
Phil's good at being in the back. That's where he lives.
My money's still on Phil, Jack. I still think he's going to pull something out of his ass and win this race.
How much we putting on this? 'Cause I know him.
48, catching a draft off that 15 car Matt Watkins coming into the trial. Well, he's but yeah, he's just biding his time. I'm pretty sure he's gonna pull something out of his ass. What do you think, Todd?
He's going to finish in the back. That's Phil. That's Phil. He likes to live from the back. He might get something. He might get a wild hair up his rear and come up through the field for a little bit and maybe do anything. But if the top side not there, he's not going to be able to make very many moves when you're down on the bottom. Going to actually have to see what he's going to be able to do. But as of now, the race leader, the number looks like the 75 of Davey Hazard now, the 21 running second. That is Craig Meyer. Got to give a high out there to Cody McKnight out there. Also, Bob Tompkins Sr., Randy Margot checking in here a little bit earlier. And you have also Joshua Wallen, Jeff Brown out there. Want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook Live, or Twitch TV here tonight. It's BladeNo.com TDR Cup Series live here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. This is NASCAR 2003 season. Throwback type of sorts here as I get ready to get locked here. Looks like going to fall out of the server once again for some reason, but just watching here and everybody going at it. Sam is, I'm going to make my way back as I've fallen out the window again. Help me, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Well, I got a number you can call for that. I'll get you the number for Life Alert.
I'm going to have a little bit of alcohol next to me too.
That's how you fell.
Yeah.
For your beer.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Oh,
We're
okay.
live.
And I'm talking.
Okay. About time we hear Jack. I mean, we hear Jack every once in a while, but about time we actually hear him. You got the 75 of Davey Hazard still leading the field up front, followed by the 21 of Craig Meyer, John Wall, 16 of Michael Marata. I hope I said his name right. Then we got the 97 of Perry Bond rounding out your top 5, going into turn 1. Jack, take it.
Where do we take it to?
I'm back out here. Finally getting back into the server. It doesn't take me very long to get back on the helm here. Bob Tompkins Sr. out there. I see you out there, Bob. I see you out there. What do you guys all think of the race so far? If you like what you see here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, star donations go a long way, folks. We have 33 stars, 33,000 stars. We got to reach more to our 50,000 star goal here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Yeah, I agree, Bob, with you. It is follow the leader. It's kind of boring. We know how that goes. Daytona, Talladega, it's one of those races where, it could be not follow the leader. It just depends on the combination sometimes. And these guys not really wanting to try. It looks like to the outside to try to make any headway. Follow the leader. Get up out of line. That's where that, we used to run a grip series over here at TDR that, you couldn't run the low line. You couldn't low line. And that's what made it fun. Am I right, Jack?
And that's how we get out of Jack.
That's fine. That's fine. He's messing with the cameras, playing with the cameras. Yeah, but I agree. I don't like the low lining stuff either. That is kind of it's kind of boring. But these guys, maybe, hopefully, we can get some excitement out of them. Let's pump them up. I know some of them got to be listening to the broadcast. Why don't you guys out there? If you got us tuned into FM radio in your helmet or whatever you got going on out there, hey, let's see some action, guys. Duke it out there. We're almost halfway home, and we've seen a whole bunch of low lining. Awful.
Hey, at least they're still keeping it. They're keeping it a lot cleaner than they do in iRacing.
They're true. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, you usually you see a pack of cars like this. It's there's always going to be something happening within a lap or two. But these guys, they're professionals. That 42 car is twitching just a little bit of Andrew Lemke, but I'm pretty sure he won't be too much of a bother. At least I hope not. But got the 47 of Andrew Miller in right behind the 90s. I think the well, we got two lines. Well, I'll just say we got two lines out there. Top line's not working. Seems like bottom line's doing much better than the top lane. Yeah, the 37 of Brandon Spadafore staying on the bottom line, and he's following the 43 of Bobby Farrell, and 75 with
Ooh.
Davey Hazard is still up front.
Just watching these guys, and I've seen a little bit of shaking here come out of some of these cars as they go back and forth, back and forth. Top line starting to break up a tad bit as they were able to propel up next to the 22 there for a couple minutes, and then they decided to back out of it here, and nobody really doing anything. You got to really pinch the bottom line down, get that side draft, but right now, number 8 going side to side a tad bit. The number 8 of Cody Luke, man, that's what makes it awful difficult to pass. As I'm watching a lot of these drivers start to go side to side a little bit.
Yeah, got a lot of the drivers side to side. Got 46 of Cam Barnes behind the 9 of. Forgive me, guys. Controls are much different here than iRacing. I could do. I mean, in iRacing, I could double click a name in the entries list and get taken right to them. Here I have to use arrows and cycle through all of the cars to get to the car I want to look at. That's how Jack has to do it.
And 75 now peeking up out of the line there. 75 now going to drop to the back there, Davey Hazard. And again, the bottom line is going to win. The 21 now going to the race lead. That is Craig Meyer. And the Busch number 21 machine, followed by the number 0 of John Wall. The 16 now goes up to the top side. Are they going to get a second line foreman up here? Are they going to make things interesting?
Oh!
Contact made and more wrecks going on. Another shot for me. A lot of tore up cars.
Oh, man.
A lot of people involved over there. Involved in that one. Let's take a look. See at the as people are just going side to side, I think it was Greg Lavelle there. David Day just narrowly escaping that whole thing as Greg Lavelle does a little bit of side surfing. We have guys just tore up upside down. We have them on the wall here. Lots of bent up sheet metal, and that probably took out half the field. Big one is cracking. That's what it's realistic game. These guys, some of them may get repaired enough to be able to hang out to them. A league of their own towards the back with maybe Phil. Maybe they can help out Phil.
Yeah, maybe they.
Yeah.
Maybe they can, but I'm looking at it. Looks like the David Day looks like he might have gotten into the
Call me the Joker.
Oh, that's race. I need Joseph Weaver. Probably got him just a little bit loose there. He went down, got into the 88 of Greb Global, and that's what started the caution.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of side to side
User
from that
joined
number
your
10
channel.
machine, so that makes it difficult there.
User
a little bit
left
of
your
lag, warp from that number 10 machine, going back and forth there in front of that number 5. And talking about it. Just seemed like he made a ton of contact that may have took the air right off the number 10 But we're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be back at you here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And we're going to give another good big shout out to Chubbs. We are live right now. We were trying to throw it to Jeff Brown, but he kind of got silent. He didn't want to have anything to do with us. He's sitting in a room with us here, having a select few beverages or whatever he wants to have. I don't think he's having beverages. I think he's having probably a water or something. Working hard at what he's doing, but getting ready to go to green flag racing action once again. Hopefully, no more yellow flags of the evening. Even though I'm enjoying my shots here up in the booth here tonight, as the number 21 of Craig Meyer is going to lead him down with the zero machine of John Wall to the outside, Gary Piccolo. And then number 97 is iRacing High Flag. Green flag comes out, and we got cars wrecking. Cars wrecking. And, yep, it looks like we're going to have another yellow flag out on the field. Yeah, no, we're going to stay green. Whoa. Lots of cars wrecking in the back. Still green. Still green.
I'll let you know exactly.
Yep, there's still a green flag out on the speedway. These guys still fighting it out as we had a wreck on the start of that race. I thought I was actually going to have another shot, but nope, green flag out. Man, Randall in the grass. Not sure what's going on there.
And hell, Phil made it through that.
Phil making it through that, running right now, currently 29th on the field. As we're having a little bit of fun here, and Craig Meyer and his teammate, the 22, running in the second spot. That is Gary Piccolo pushing the number 21 of Craig Meyer. And those guys found each other. It's going to be hard to beat that tandem there. And if the other teammate gets up there, it's going to be even harder because they have secured the bottom. They've locked down the bottom, and that's where that winning pass is going to be. They're going to be on the bottom, and nothing's coming up top here all evening unless they're going to prove me wrong. We're going to see if something happens up there, but I have not seen anything happen so far. John Wall going to drop back out in the line in front of Spadafora. Not a lot of cars left out in the speedway that actually have no damage here. We got a pack of, looks like maybe, I'm going to say 15. It's going to be actually 16. So a pack of 16. We started with 38 in a pack. We have some damaged cars now. We have 16 cars in the lead pack. Those guys trying to do something, trying to make the outside work and maybe make this race a little bit more interesting for the fans out there. But it just seems like that top just not going anywhere. Everybody pretty reluctant to stay to the bottom. John Wall, the first car up and out of line in that zero machine. The 75 of Davey Hazard right there behind him. Then the 16 of Mariota. And the number 16 machine, like I said, on the outside. Nobody else really up there trying anything. You fall back to maybe the Flying Fossil, the number 69 machine of Keith Patton. He's up top too, but not enough cars up there to make anything happen.
Nah, I wouldn't say so. It seems like the side draft is virtually non-existent in this game. I was at Daytona earlier today in the iRacing simulation. I was able to move up the field on the outside by myself because of the side draft. It seems like side draft in this simulation is virtually non-existent.
Yeah, you really have to pinch the line down in this simulation to make anything happen there to get that side draft. The side draft is there, but it's not as existent maybe as the iRacing simulation is. But these guys, John Wall gets all kinds of out of shape. He saves it, though. What a save by John Wall in that number 0 machine. I thought he was going to go around for sure and collect the rest of the cars behind him. But he's able to keep it locked and loaded there, that number 0 machine. Man, what a save. Good job to John Wall.
I completely missed that. Yeah.
John Wall definitely doing a fantastic job. Good hands by that number 0 machine. I don't think we caught it on camera there. If we did, it was a miraculous save by that 0 machine as a 75 of Hazard got a little bit into the back of that number 0 machine. But again, we're back to single file. These guys drop back down. Now they come back up to the top side of the speedway. There's only 4 cars on the bottom, 4 cars up top. And it's going to be the bottom still prevailing as they get up alongside the number 8 machine of Cody Luke. Luke right now in that third spot. Is the 97 trying to get up next to him there. But 97 not able to do anything as of right now. Steve Looney backpedaling a tad bit on the bottom, but he's going to get a whale of a run on the bottom side of the speedway. Off of turn number 4 through this trial. We're going to put lap 49 up on the board of 80.
Yeah, the 97 of Perry Bond leading that top lane. Looks like they're just about to finally get that top lane working. Last time I looked, they were beside the 21 car on the inside. Now they're at the door of the 22 car in front, falling back just a little bit. It does look like on the straightaways they will have it. They will have it if they got the help for it. But all in all, that top lane doesn't. Oh, that 21 car pushing the 97 up out of his line, and the 97 is being hung out to dry.
97 all the way up the track there, and now finally able to go back and pull in front of the number 69 of Keith Patton. Patton now staying up top. The 97 goes back down to the bottom to try to make some headway down there because nothing up top. We all know that as of now. The 75 to 0 trying to make things happen. These guys get a whale of a run behind one another, but that causes what we call the slinky effect out in the bottom of the speedway. And everybody has to check up and get out of line and jump up in front. It's now Steve Looney up top trying to make something happen in the mellow yellow, number 21.
Yeah, that mellow yellow 21 up top of Steve Looney, leading that outside line. Oh, that white car of the Charles Coots, the 01. Charles Couts. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry. But he took over the lead of that top lane, and I guess these guys are thinking that top lane's gonna work. I'm not seeing that top lane moving like it should, but it's I guess they're gonna make it work somehow if they can. Todd.
Definitely trying to make it work is the 01 Charles trying to help out the 21 of Steve Looney, who's right there directly behind him. The 75 of Davey Hazard, but the top group seems, again, non-existent as they have 5 cars down the bottom. They put a lap on Joey the Man in that good wrench number 3 machine. Way up, gets up and out of the groove there, staying out of the way as Joey now drops to the back probably of this line here and maybe able to keep existence with the front pack. If not, there's a lot of damage on the number 3 machine from an earlier wreck. But these guys trying to make that top side work. It just does not seem it's stalled there. They got 5 cars up there, just nothing going here. As it looks like another car jumping up and out of line. That's the number 0 machine of John Wall. As soon as that happens, 01 goes down and says, 5 cars, we're going to keep it 5 cars up there. We're not going to make this very interesting here to keep it down to the bottom again. And the top group, guess what? Fails again.
Yeah, that top group, as now we have 3 cars on the top because looks like it's the 16 of Michael Murata fell down in line on the inside. It's like he was saying this top lane isn't going anywhere. I'm just gonna fall down on top. As we have 6 cars now back on the top side, and Michael Murata follows the number 0 of John Wall for the top side.
Yeah, I was just watching these guys go to town here. The number 21 machine of Craig Myers. Just playing songs randomly, sorry. The 21 machine of Craig Meyer on the top spot. There's a 22 of Gary Piccolo running in second. Cody Luke running in that third spot. As yeah, that was the form. That was the chicken dance. That was the chicken dance. My YouTube, I play through my songs, and you can hear the chicken dance. That's one of my songs in the YouTube playlist I have. No, that was the catbird. Nobody really in the catbird seat. Well, I guess you could say because that's the perch, and the perch is the bottom here. So the catbird, right now, the cars that are running the bottom, there's nobody really. They're trying outside. They really are trying to give it a valiant effort up there. Davey Hazard now up there. He's able to pull up alongside, maybe the 28 for a tad bit, but then they just get a wheel of a run off the inside and just stick there. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's nothing that the outside line has been able to do so far to be able to pull up alongside these guys.
Yeah, that outside line. With this game, I'm going back to what I said earlier. That outside line is it ain't going anywhere. I mean, I think you have to have at least 10 cars on the outside line and 9 on the inside. Maybe even 8 on the inside for it to go anywhere. But the 6 cars on, just the 6 or 7 cars that are on the inside of this lead pack, it's not going to do anything. This the game physics. I mean, it's a great game for being how old it is, and it was a great simulation. 42 of Andrew Lemke moving side by side just a little bit, having little connection spikes, looks like. But for a game being made back in 2003, this was a great game back in back at that time. I wish I was able to get it when it first came out, but I was only 10 years old at that time, and hell, we didn't have a computer by that time yet.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely a great simulation here. Getting ready to come up on 20 laps to go. Yep, the great simulation here in its time. It's still well ahead of its time. Something still not moved over into the iRacing simulation so far. Is you're able to not run through cars on pit road. As we're saying that, as I'm starting to drink a little bit too much, I think tonight. But as you get down onto pit road, it's you can run through cars on pit road with iRacing. Here you can't. You would take yourself out. That's rather interesting. Something I would like to see is the pace car actually be solid, and you hit the pace car, it's going to cause some damage. But
oh God! Oh, Jeff Brown of iRacing iFlag. Everybody, give him a round of applause.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut in or?
Jeff Brown here watching this race here as these guys definitely probably having the time of their life here at Daytona, as the crowd has been going wild here for everybody working over the bottom of the speedway. These guys still continuing to work over the bottom. It's the 21 of Craig Meyer, the 22 of Gary Piccolo, the 8 of Cody Luke, and then you got the number 28 machine working also down there. The 0-1 of the bottom, and I mean, Davey Hazard has been trying so hard with John Wall's help but they're just not going nowhere. It looks like they're hitting a cement wall up there as they continue to go. And then you have 50 stars donated by Joshua Peacock. 2-week streak for Josh Peacock. Thank you for the star donations as that goes live here. And Josh definitely probably liking to have the time of his life song out there. Thank you to Jeff Brown for that.
I've got a few more.
And we got Rickrolled.
Oh,
I got stuff over here too. I just can't. If I click away though, the game pauses. I can't keep it up. But I got a soundboard over here. Got
oh,
what was that, Jack?
Cody Luke just disappeared off my screen. The number 8 machine. Gone. Another 50 stars. Oh, we got a wreck and he reappears upside down.
Oh.
8 of Cody Luke. The aliens abducted him, threw him back on top of a bunch of cars, and that's the carnage we see here at Daytona. Oh, we got some turtles over there. We got some other things going on.
Call me the Joker, call me the fool. When she calls, I always seem to lose my cool. Baby, I'm just a mouth to your plane.
It was out.
And don't you know that loving you is a train wreck waiting to happen?
That is
Don't you know
long
that
Definitely, yeah, I agree with you. Long time, and Andy Margot even out there. Yeah, bad warp from the number 8 machine, and I kind of seen that coming. It was kind of weird because he was kind of doing the shifting dance in front of the field, so it made it difficult for anybody that wanted to try to pass him. He said Jack falling out here. Everybody coming down on the field. 62 of 8. These guys come down the pit road and hopefully Jack is back with us. Give another big shout out to our sponsor here as we send it over to Cup and the video.
call me the Joker, call me the fool.
And welcome back to the Full Velocity Racing Network. As we get ready to charge out of turn number 4 here in just a moment, lights are extinguished atop the pace car here on the Full Velocity Racing Network at the Daytona International
User joined
Speedway.
your channel.
And we're going to listen. As now we're going to green here. Getting ready to go to green, I should say. Craig Meyer, the 22 of Gary Pickle, the 121 of Steve Looney, the 75 machine of Davey Hazard. iRacing flag, green flag is out, and we're back underway with the NASCAR 2003 simulation here. As we go down the front straight away here, thank you to the background music, the beautiful background music. I believe I'm not sure who that was prepared by this time, but we have a lot of background music going on here this evening. We've got some applause going on, different things as these guys get up through the gearboxes here. Craig Meyer shuffled out of line here. The number 21 of Steve Looney right now running in that second spot, right locked and loaded behind that number 22 of Gary Piccolo, spread his Spadafora. Running into the third spot, here comes John Wall down to the bottom side too. As the bottom line prevailing here is John Wall trying to peek underneath the 37 of Brendan Spadafora. Nothing to be had there so far, but Craig Meyer on the top shelf of the Speedway. If anybody can get something to work, maybe Craig Meyer can. And then number 21 now jumping up top is the 0 of John Wall. Are they going to make any headway up there, or are they going to fall short once again?
Yeah, they're probably gonna fall short again. I mean, you got everyone bunched up back for the restart, and got Perry Bond now on the inside of the 0 car. Just that it's same song and dance for that top line. That top line's not gonna work. I mean, it'll probably work for only half a lap, but nothing after that.
Like him, inside and outside from his house with the moon in the window and a
As everybody up front right now flying the blue colors there, the number 21 machine and 22 machine of Gary Piccolo trying to take down the first win of the season. The 21 of Steve Looney running second, trying to take down his win. As Bob Tompkins Sr. been out there cheering on Steve Looney, same way with Andy Margot. And third is still Brendan Spadafora. I know he has a huge following, and whether it's on YouTube or Full Throttle with a Jet at YouTube for the number 37 machine. Look at Mr. Excitement David Day trying to make things happen there. The 3unit.ca crush machine up to the top shelf of the Speedway. He's worked his way all the way up inside the top 5, and he's got to come to light here in the last few laps. Now up to the top shelf of the Speedway, battling it out with that number 97.
Hi, Todd. Our buddy Phil Lacasse has broke the top 20. He's in 18th position.
Oh, I would have never thought that he was going to make it that far out there. Phil definitely making some headway out there. A lot of wrecked cars here happening, and I think that's why he was the big pusher for that full damage. Make sure the full damage mode goes on, because Phil can just lay back there and pick off positions and go. I can't remember his name. Maybe Jack can help me. There's me a position. Foots always said that as soon as somebody wrecked out at TDR. Every time there was him a position, and that's kind of maybe the terminology Phil is living by now, especially at Daytona, one of those tracks that can be feast or famine. A lot of bad things happen here. Things happen within the blink of an eye as these guys really starting to force each other here as we're coming up under 10 laps to go here. And it's going to be go time for these guys if they're going to get out of the line. Oh, the 97, the tab. Oh, David Day down. He's wrecked down to the infield. Hopefully we're going to see if that brings out a yellow flag or not. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to. Is he wrecked out of the field here? Usually that doesn't cause a yellow flag. Nope, clean and green. David Day going for a ride. Not sure what happened there. The crush machine going for a ride. I think the 97 made sure that he was finished off a little bit. David Day able to keep back going, but tough break for him. Go back to
Yeah.
single file. I'm going to tell you, Sam, single file. These guys all single file. We're going to see how far this actually goes to 16. There's actually 18 cars in the lead draft. All of them down to the bottom feeding, just happy where they're at. I don't see a lot of them cycling out, maybe getting ready for their final run, maybe at the checkered flag. John Wall, the first car out of line there to go up to the top shelf of the speedway. Wall not wasting no time. He don't want to be a guy that runs on the bottom. He doesn't want to be known as that. He's going to the top side. He's going to try to make some headway there. And number 15 down to the bottom there, that was last year's champion. That was Matt Watkins. Watkins fighting there side by side with John Wall. Those guys, the only guys out of line and making things happen right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, Phil Lacasse, when David Day and that other car got into it and got onto the bus stop of the road course, the Phil Lacasse made up 2 more positions. He's now in 16th, right behind the the Flying Fossil, the 69 car. I tell you what, Todd, that BladeNote.com machine is really making headway today.
Yeah, making a little bit of headway there. At least he's coming up through the field there. At least at the back of the pack here, going to have a chance to win this here in the last 7 laps or so. We're going to try to take a shot, maybe even a solid top 10. That would be like a victory for Phil. I'm going to say at one of these tracks, especially a restrictor plate track, normally out of the event rather quickly. As we're watching these guys pretty much stay to the bottom here on lap 73 of 80. As now that, wow, they're way down below the yellow line there. The 21, I believe that was, down below the yellow line. Trying to make some kind of run of it. Just trying to, I think he was trying to not wreck there. But we'll have to see what's going to go on to see if these guys are going to make any type of headway or just stay pretty much solidly in line.
Looks like they're trying. They're trying to make it work on these last few laps. With 6 to go. Looks like they're trying to make it work. Phil Lacasse now up to P15 behind the 88 of Cole Jr. And he's doing pretty good for these last 10 laps with 6 to go, coming into turn 3, coming off turn 4 into the tri-oval. Oh, I'm sorry, 7 to go, and now it's going to be 6 to go.
6 laps to go.
I can't math tonight.
That's all right. None of us usually can math up here in the booth, but the 22 machine of Gary Piccolo right now, your race leader, just trying to hold on, trying to make things happen here. As the number 22 definitely trying to start out his season right here. In second there, Steve Looney. How many Steve Looney fans do we have out there? How many Brendan Spedafora fans are out there? That number 37 machine. Who do you guys think is going to take down the victory here tonight? Is it? Yeah, Bobby Farrell. Man, that guy in 4th, like Jack says. Can't believe Bobby Farrell right there in the number 43 machine. How many fans out there? Who are you guys rooting for? There's guys out there watching. No, Bob Tompkins, Andy have been pretty live out there. John Forgione out there too. Who are you guys rooting for? Who do you think's going to take down the victory here? We got 5 laps to go.
I'm pulling for Phil.
Jack, who are you going for? All right, Jack going with Steve Looney.
Phil.
Tubbs in here too, going for Phil. How about Jeff Brown? I know Jeff Brown's here. Jeff, who are you going for?
Yeah, I gotta be loyal. I'm sticking with Phil.
Oh, everybody's sticking with Phil in the booth except for Jack, and I guess I'm going to make it myself too. I'm going to go with. I tell you, I like Bobby Farrell in 4th right now. I'm going to go with Bobby.
Phil's coming from the back.
Now Josh Peacock also here. I forget Josh was here too. He wasn't loud enough. He was laughing a lot, but going for Phil. Going for Phil is Josh. So everybody going for Phil, rooting for Phil. I definitely have to root for him in the back side of my head, but I also like Bobby up there, Brendan Spatafora. Guys that don't normally win. I know I love the guys that are up front here right now, like Steve Looney, the 22 of Gary Piccolo. Those guys are pretty good. Craig Meyer. Definitely, those guys have always been a decent here in the NASCAR 2003 community, but definitely have to vote for that. Hey, what about the Flying Fossil, too, out there having a good run there, and then number 69?
Yeah, 69 doing pretty.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's keeping it up there, but Phil now in P14, he's making it up there, and it looks like we do have one more guest in the booth. Todd, we didn't ask who his pick was going to be, Mr. Barrett Bishop. Who's your pick going to be?
Phil,
He's
Bishop
going for
with
Phil
Phil.
as well.
all day, bud.
Everybody, Team Phil. Everybody's on Team Phil right now. As now we
Gotta
come
be.
up with 2 laps to go here. 2 more trips around the Daytona International Speedway. For Gary Piccolo, single file, the way of the land has been all night. All down to the bottom. Will anybody jump out of line, or is everybody happy where they're at right now? We're going to wait and see here in 2 more laps, probably a lap and a half now as we go down the back straightaway. Anybody going to try to make any type of move here? Single file, been not a really big race here. We've had a lot of wrecks here in this race, but still single file here down through turn number 3. So we're going to see the white flag this time off of turn number 4 into that
User
triangle.
disconnected from
It's
your
going to be
channel.
Gary Piccolo. Can he hold on and take down this victory? Steve Looney second, Brendan Spadafora third. Anybody going to jump out of line? We make our way down the triangle. 1 more trip around Daytona to decide the winner here tonight.
Oh, we got contact on the backstretch. The 97 of Perry Bond. Oh, and they're wrecking. They're wrecking. They're wrecking.
Did he LePage the field? That's what I'm saying. Did they LePage the field? Lots of rocks going on here.
Yep, Phil made it through.
Looks like Phil making it through here. They're going to race back, I believe, to the checkered flag. Down through turn number 3. For the final time, it's still the 22 of Gary Piccolo. Looney tried everything he could. Brendan Spadafora running in that second spot. Here comes Bobby Farrell trying to move up to that 3rd spot. It is going to be the 22, I believe, as Spadafora tries to the bottom. Can't do anything there. It's shut there. Some more wrecking. It's going to be the Gary Piccolo, number 22, taking down the victory here. Lots of carnage going on here. But Gary Piccolo taking down the big victory here. And that number 22 machine, Brendan Spadafora finished up 2nd. Steve Looney for 3. Bobby Farrell for 4. Austin Hakes for 5. Matt Watkins 6th. 7th was Craig Meyer. Barnes was in the 8th spot. 9th was Monte Keller. And oh my God, heart attack. Phil Lacasse 10th. Top 10 for the number 48.
Yeah, way to
How
go,
you did,
Phil.
Good job, Phil.
Yeah, he made it into the top 10. I'm proud of him. 97 Perry Bond finished 11th. John Wall 12th. Kyle Patton, I believe it is, right? Keith Patton. And 69 finished 13th. Finished 13th. The 88 of Dale Cole Jr. finishing 14th. Got the 5th. No, the 96 of Mike Wheel, I'm guessing. And 15th, 029 of Brian Wolf. And 16th, the 03 of James Moore finishing 17th, Ken Hansen 18th, Joey the Man finishing 19th, and David Day rounding up your top 20.
All right, top 20, David Day. Then you got Brandon Hawkins, Murhan. Then you got Coleman, Davey Hazard, Ryan Johnson, Cody Luke, Charles Goodson. Then you also have Andrew Olympia, Mariota, Miller, Black, Weaver, and Lavelle. And then the rest of the field, I don't have 34 through 38 because I did fall from the server. But we're going to take a moment, take a brief pause for the cause, make our way on down to BladeNote.com Victory Lane. We'll interview our top 3 drivers here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll be right back at you in just a second. And welcome back to Full Velocity Racing Network, where we're going to take a second interview our top three as we're down here in BladeNo.com. Victory Lane, I believe Steve Looney finishing up in the third spot here tonight. The Metal Yellow number 121 machine. A lot of guys out there cheering for you, Steve. A nice, solid third place finish here. Got to miss all the carnage. Was up front here pretty much all evening long. Tell us about your race. And, man, it just looked like the top didn't have nothing. Was that the case?
It's if there's something there if you had enough help. It was just obvious there I didn't have enough help, so I should have just stayed on the bottom. I probably would have kept second there.
But a nice solid podium finish there for you, Steve. Taking home a third place finish. Not nothing to hang your head about. But like you said, it doesn't seem like there was a lot of help up top to help anybody out to get towards the top side of the speedway. It seemed like it just kind of everybody wanted to stay at the bottom.
Absolutely, yeah. It's yeah. I can't complain about that finish with that kind of race. It's a high attrition race there. Yeah, not too bad. Can't complain about that, but those last laps there, those are the laps that I guess you find out who your friends are.
Yeah, you definitely find out who your friends are there, Steve, is just taking a minute and checking out what was going on there. But definitely a solid third place finish. We'll give you the microphone. You can take who we like to take. I know you had guys out there cheering for you. You had Bob Tompkins out there cheering for you going on, and Andy Margot, both those guys out there cheering for you at Facebook Live. But tell everybody who supports you out there, Steve.
I appreciate it. Yeah, those two guys are friends from SMO, Hard Car Racing League. Yeah, everybody over there, there's some great guys. Give me some great support. Yeah, just thank them and thank Phil for putting all this stuff on, and thank y'all for covering it for us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the third place finish here tonight. Nice podium finish for the BladeNo.com Cup Series. Steve Looney in that number 121. We'll make our way on down to the second place finisher here, who is just trying to finish up his conversation there. Brendan Spadafora taking home second. Brendan, Brent the Jet, great to see you here in second place here at Daytona. Tell us about your race, man. Able to capitalize on Looney going up top and, man, holding on to a second place finish. Got to be good to start out your season that way.
Oh, I'm really excited about it, and I want to say hello to you guys first. It's been a while since we got to talk, and I'm glad to see you guys. But yeah, the Graph Hockey Ford Mustang was pretty good. I had a couple problems with my accelerator here. When I had the gas all the way down to the ground here, it wouldn't register sometimes, and it would jerk me right back. I'd do about 200 to 180 in a second, so I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" But it held up. I made my pit stops correct, and it was pretty good. It was really good. Bobby helped a lot too, I have to admit.
Yeah, you and Bobby had a good run there. Bobby right there directly behind you too there, Brendan, for quite some time. But tell us what was going through your mind. I mean, a lot of guys shuffling to the high side. It just seemed like nobody really wanted to go up there. Was there a moment there that maybe that outside could have worked?
Not for me, because I know when we ran the Clash on the other day, there was no high line. It was not working for me and Bobby, because we're really good teammates on these super speedways, and it was not working. So we made a plan. No matter what happens, we're sticking on the bottom because we're not going to get shuffled back after a good race.
Well, it seemed to work out for you here tonight, Brendan, but we'll give you the microphone one more time here. Let you thank or like to thank, and I know there's quite a few people out there watching you.
Yeah, thanks for Gent Nation, Michelle, everyone who came out that I sent the link to. Really glad you guys got to watch. Joel, thank you for watching again. Bobby, thank you for all the help you always do with these races and whatnot. And thank you all. I really appreciate TDR and FERN for doing this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, bringing home the second spot here tonight. Driver that number 37, Brendan Spadafora. We'll now make our way on down to BladeNo.com Victory Lane with the driver of the number 22, Gary Piccolo. Once again, get to talk to Gary. It's been a long time, Gary, man. Able to hold the bottom and keep everybody at bay. Tell us about your race here this evening.
Todd, how you guys doing? Well, I mean, I won. That's a good thing. What a way to start off the season. Yeah, I mean, held it on the bottom. I think it was the safest place to be. I was talking with Craig throughout the race. That was going to be our plan. Not that the outside didn't work. It definitely worked. You just needed people to be committed with you. And after Doug went out of the race early, and Craig and I were the only teammates, we felt the safest thing to do would be stay on the bottom because we weren't confident enough to have enough people be committed to stay out there with us. So at least for 3/4 of the race, if you can get on the bottom, keep it on the bottom, and be the safest way. There's an escape route if there's a wreck, and see what happens. And the way things worked out, that just happened to be the right place to be.
Yeah, definitely the right place to be, and able to work at the bottom. It seemed like a couple different guys trying to get around you on the outside. Just there was nothing up there here this evening. Able to hold your line, stay there, and Craig made that shuffle out. I thought pretty much he was going to stay glued to your bumper, but he got shuffled out of line there. Not having a teammate there makes it a little bit more difficult for you, doesn't it, Gary?
It definitely does, and you know, it's a new season, a lot of new teams, and a lot of driver switches to different teams this year. And, you know, Craig and I, again, for most parts of this race, it was just the two of us. So we really didn't have anybody else that we could potentially work with. We relied on, you know, who's kind of hung with us before and whatnot. We had a strategy if we stayed green for the rest of the race. You know, if we had to make a green flag pit stop. We were actually, before that last caution came out, before the end of the race, Craig and I were about to pit. In fact, we were about to duck off the track onto pit road about 2 laps before that yellow happened. And then Craig's like, well, let's do 2 more laps just in case. Because we figured if we go in early, get out, everybody else has still got to pit. And then if yellow happens, our pit service was done. And we just happened to stay out on the track. And, but it worked out either way because even with the yellow, we both got out of pit road 1-2. It just, I wish we could have figured out a way to, or there was a gap for him to get behind me, or if he got a better jump, he can get in front of me and we could have finished 1-2. But that's the product we had. You know, I mean, it's like I don't think the cars or there were enough, you know, cars still in good enough shape to get together to make that outside line work, you know, like it can. So, you know, you just got to go with what circumstances come your way. And that's what we did.
All right, Gary, as we're custom here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, we would microphone to thank anybody else you'd like to thank out there on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Thank you guys for putting us on. Thank you for TDR for keeping things going. Jack especially. I mean, he's a behind-the-scenes guy. Doesn't talk much unless, you know, the whip's got to get cracked or the roar's got to break some knuckles, and it's the way it should be. And he keeps his stuff going. It was great to see a full field tonight with knockout qualifying. How about that for TDR? I hope that we see large fields like that for the rest of the year, even at the non-super speedway tracks. They'll make for an interesting season. Seeing a lot of the guys that were in this race tonight, I mean, there's a lot of good competition there on the non-super speedway races. So that should be really fun to watch. Hopefully that's what happens.
Thanks, Gary.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking down the victory here tonight, driver the number 22, Gary Piccolo. That's going to do it from BladeNote.com. Victory Lane. What a great race we had in store for us here tonight. Not as many yellow flags. I thought that was going to fall here to this afternoon. Well, I should say tonight, the early evening, almost early morning hours here. But I thought there was going to be more yellow flags. Kind of dead wrong with that one. But man, a good race for us. What do you think about that one, Sam?
Well, I just want to say Jack was wrong. Phil was not involved in any he was not really involved in any caution today. He warmed. That's okay. Well, you know what? Well, anyway, I did make my way over to Phil, and I want to ask him how he thought his race went.
Kind of drama-free, I guess. I don't know. I stayed in the back most of the night. It was kind of by design to know that a package that we would attempt to provide to do some outside lane racing, which was there. I mean, you had to get working, but I don't care what version of, you know, this racetrack you use. I mean, it's cup cars. You're in a box where you are. everybody's going to dive to the low side because, every one of these spots matter. If you finish from first to 35th, it doesn't really matter. Everybody kind of thinks 30-30s for first, so we're all going to dive to the bottom anyways. But my race was kind of anticlimactic. I just kind of kept my nose clean. I didn't really tear my stuff up. I don't know if Jack says I may have warped into somebody who caused a yellow, and I think I know what the issue was, and we rectified that early. That was something I did here trying to get stuff to work and obviously didn't. But it was a decent night. We kept it clean. We stood in the back. There was a check up there that there was a yellow that shouldn't have been a yellow, or a check up that caused a wreck and didn't bring a yellow out. That kind of spread us all out. So that was okay. But we stayed clean. I think at the end of the night, I may have finished with a top 10. And if that's the case, that's 1 to the 3 I'll get all year probably.
Yeah, I was watching you. You did finish in the 10th position, and we had a little poll going in the booth
Sure.
earlier. Had a poll going in the booth earlier.
Let me ask you. I know how this works. How many yellows did you say was going to be out there, Sam? What lap was I going to be out? I mean, let me ask you. Let's turn the favor. What did you say?
Hey, I was pulling for you, man. I was pulling for a win for
I
you.
don't care who was pulling. What'd you say? What'd you say, Jack?
We asked everybody who was going to win, and everybody said you, except for me and Todd.
Oh, you guys are too kind. That didn't happen. I'll never win. That'll never happen. It was good. It was glad to go there and play behind the wheel, and appreciate you guys doing what you did for us tonight. It was a lot of fun to get there behind the wheel and do this. No, it's kind of what I do.
If you go back and watch it, you're probably going to laugh because it was kind of a special show.
Sure, it was very special.
Yeah, Todd was taking shots every yellow. And
As he should.
We were playing music and having a good old time.
Well, that's what Daytona broadcast should be, because let's face it, they're not the most interesting.
Well, if they were side by side, I think we would have been all right. A little bit more excitement there. Kind of, I don't like the bottom feeding kind of deal. I was even telling the guys who was listening to try to move out and try to pass and try to do a fantastic job at it. They tried. They really did try. Some of them did. But it just seemed like that's where the groove was going to be here tonight, and that's where they all settled in. And
yes,
that's unfortunately the way it worked here tonight. You go to some other different tracks, different styles, different things happen, different mods, different. It's just the way it is here at Daytona or Talladega. But again, I'm going to end this because I am ready to go have another beverage. So I'm going to end this here tonight for Full Velocity Racing Network. I'm Todd Stanton, pushing all the controls. Jack Drew, and thank you to Sam Perry for showing up and actually being my co-host here tonight. Again, I'm Todd Stanton signing off here for this evening, reminding you to keep that silver side up, keep that hammer down. We'll see you next time here on Full Velocity Racing Network.